Welcome to Suresuccess, and in today's video we are going to discuss 30 plus MCQ questions from the chapter Indigo. This chapter is 5th chapter from book English. So without wasting any time, let's start the video. The first question is, who is the author of Indigo? Options are Louis Fisher, Leo Tolstoy, Mark Twain, Charles Dickens. And the correct answer is Louis Fisher. Louis Fisher is the author of Indigo. Next question is, where was the author born? Options are in Philadelphia, in Yugoslavia, in Scotland, none. And the correct answer is in Philadelphia. Author was born in Philadelphia. Okay. When did the author serve in the British Army? Options are 1918 to 1920, 1909 to 1910, 1912 to 1913, 1900 to 1902. The correct answer is 1918 to 1920. Okay. Which university was the author a member of? Options are Harvard University, Princeton University, University of Columbia, Oxford University. And the correct answer is Princeton University. Author was a member of Princeton University. Indigo is an excerpt from which book of the author? Options are Men and Politics, Life of Lenin, The Life of Mahatma Gandhi, none. And the correct answer is The Life of Mahatma Gandhi. Okay. What is the message conveyed in the lesson Indigo? Options are efficient lawyers, speak aloud, wise and courageous leadership can resolve any problem, none. And the correct answer is wise and courageous leadership can resolve any problem. This was the message that is conveyed in the lesson Indigo. Okay, the next question is, why did MK Gandhi fight in Champaran? Options are to secure justice for the oppressed, to get popularity, to show power, to boast of his intelligence. And the correct answer is to secure justice for the oppressed. MK Gandhi fight in Champaran to secure justice for the oppressed. Okay, here MK Gandhi means Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi. Okay, the next question is, what does Gandhi's fight in Champaran signify? The options are the power of effective leadership, the power of lawyers, the power of farmers, the power of money. And the correct answer is the power of effective leadership. Gandhi's fight in Champaran signifies the power of effective leadership. Okay, the next question is, why was Motihari back with peasants? Options are because of people's right, because of the oppression of the British, because their champion was in trouble, none. And the correct answer is because their champion was in trouble. Okay, the next question is, how did Gandhi address the action of the people of Motihari? Options are as liberation from the fear of the British, by calling them courageous, by cheating the lawyer, none. And the correct answer is as liberation from the fear of the British. Okay, the next question is, what was Gandhiji's demand from the British landlords? Options are 30% refund as repayment, 40% refund as repayment, 50% refund as repayment, or 10% refund as repayment. And the correct answer is 50% refund as repayment. Gandhiji's demand from the British landlords were 50% should be refunded back. Okay, the next question is, how much did Gandhiji ask the indigo planters to pay to the farmers? Options are 20%, 40%, 30%, 50%. And the correct answer is 50%. Gandhiji asked the indigo planters to pay 50% to the farmers. Okay, the next question is, how much did indigo planters offer to pay? Options are 30%, 10%, 25%, 40%. And the correct answer is 25%. Indigo planters offer 25% to be paid. The next question is, what was the condition of the sharecroppers? Options are were forced to give 10% of land for indigo plantation, who were forced to give 20% of land for indigo plantation, were forced to give 15% of land for indigo plantation, were forced to give 5% of land for indigo plantation. The correct answer is were forced to give 15% of land for indigo plantation. Next question is, how did Gandhiji help peasants of Champaran? Options are by fighting and securing justice for them, by hiring lawyers for them, by educating them, by teaching them cleanliness. And the correct answer is by fighting and securing justice for them. Okay. Gandhiji helped peasants of Champaran by fighting and securing justice for them. Hope you guys are understanding the video, and if you are new to channel, do subscribe the channel as I am uploading new chapters every day. The next question is, what problems were faced by the Champaran indigo sharecroppers? Options are poverty, were forced to grow indigo, unable to raise voice, illiteracy. And the correct answer is were forced to grow indigo. The problems that the Champaran indigo sharecroppers faced were they were forced to grow indigo. The next question is, why did Gandhiji decide to go to Muzaffarpur? Options are to have detailed information of the sharecroppers of Champaran, to have information about lawyers, to know different capacities of the people, to have a personal bond with the people. And the correct answer is to have detailed information of the sharecroppers of Champaran. Gandhiji decided to go to Muzaffarpur to have detailed information of sharecroppers of Champaran. Who briefed Gandhiji at Muzaffarpur? Options are government officer, politician, farmers, and lawyers. The correct answer is lawyers. Who was Rajkumar Sukhla? Options are a lawyer, a government official, a politician, a poor peasant. The correct answer is a poor peasant. Rajkumar Shukla was a poor peasant. The next question is, where was the annual Congress party session held? Options are at Varanasi, at Mumbai, at Bangalore, at Lucknow. The correct answer is Lucknow. Next question is, why did Rajkumar Shukla come to Lucknow at annual Congress party session? Options are to be rich, to be famous, to fight and get money, to complain against injustice of landlord system in Bihar. The correct answer is to complain against injustice of landlord system in Bihar. This was the reason that Rajkumar Shukla come to Lucknow. Why did Mr. Sukhla meet Gandhiji? Options are to seek his guidance for his own upliftment, to get ideas to be famous, to learn the art of speaking, to seek his help for the poor sharecroppers. The correct answer is to seek his help for the poor sharecroppers. This was the reason Mr. Sukhla met Gandhiji. Okay, the next question is, why is Champaran famous? The options are for fighting, for indigo, because Gandhiji visited, for the first Satyagraha movement in 1917. The correct answer is for the first Satyagraha movement in 1917. The next question is, why was Satyagraha movement launched in Champaran? Options are for Gandhiji's upliftment, for raising funds, for getting business, for the upliftment of the farmers. And the correct answer is for the upliftment of the farmers. Next question is, where was Champaran? Options are in Lucknow, in Delhi, in Uttar Pradesh, a district of Bihar in British India. The correct answer is Champaran was in district of Bihar in British India. Next question is, what did the peasant pay the British landlords? Options are 10% of landholding and 15% of harvest, 20% of landholding and 15% of harvest, 10% of landholding and 25% of harvest, 15% of landholding and entire indigo harvest. And the correct answer is 15% of landholding and entire indigo harvest. Okay, the next question is, why did the British want the peasants to pay compensation? Options are because they freed them, because they got orders from the British headquarters, because they were leaving India. They gave 15% of land holding an entire indigo harvest. They gave 15% of land holding an entire indigo harvest. Okay, the next question is, why did Gandhiji agree to the planters of offer of 25% refund to the farmers? Options are because of money, because of fear of loss, because of fear of power, because more than money, prestige of farmer was important. And the correct answer is because more than money, prestige of farmers was important. Okay. Who was Sir Edmund in the relation Indigo? Options are a British lawyer, a British businessman, a British politician, and an administrator in Indian civil services. The correct answer is an administrator in Indian civil services. Okay, the next question is, where was Sir Edmund posted? Options are in East India, in Purvanchal, in Uttar Pradesh, at Bihar and Orissa province in Bengal Presidency of British India. The correct answer is at Bihar and Orissa province in Bengal Presidency of British India. Sir Edmund was being posted in this place. Okay. What was the statement that Gandhiji read pleading himself guilty? Options are that he was a lawbreaker, that he wanted to command respect, he was not a lawbreaker and came to render humanitarian and national service, and none. The correct answer is he was not a lawbreaker and came to render humanitarian and national service. Why did Gandhiji protest at Motihari Courthouse? Options are to be famous, to show his power, to humiliate the British, to protest the court's order to postpone the trial. The correct answer is to protest the court's order to postpone the trial. This was the reason Gandhiji protested at Motihari Courthouse. Okay. Why did Gandhi consider the Champaran episode a turning point? Options are its voice spread far and wide, it became famous, the British were scared, to protest the court's order to postpone the trial. The correct answer is its voice spread far and wide. Okay. How did Kasturba help Gandhiji? Options are by speaking to the people, by walking with him, by moving here and there, by teaching ashram rules and cleanliness. The correct answer is by teaching ashram rules and cleanliness. This is how Kasturba helped Gandhiji. Okay. What was the attitude of the average Indian in smaller localities towards advocates of home rule? Options are very welcoming, very courageous, pleasing, very fearful and indifferent. The correct answer is very fearful and indifferent. Okay, by this we come to an end of the video. आशा करता हूँ कि आप सभी लोगों को वीडियो अच्छा लगा होगा. अगर अच्छा लगा हो तो लाइक कमेंट शेयर कर दीजिए, और अगर चैनल पर नए हो तो सब्सक्राइब करके बेल आइकन पर प्रेस कर दीजिए ताकि हमारे लेटेस्ट वीडियो अपडेट्स आप तक सबसे पहले पहुँचे. धन्यवाद. जय हिंद, जय भारत.